Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button and also please consider subscribing as it is very much appreciated. This is my overview of the Svord Kiwi wooden handled 7-inch pig sticker. This completes the pig stickers that I'm buying from Svord for the moment. There really is only one more in the line that I could get, and it's the Master Cutler range pig sticker, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it because it's like nearly $500 for, which is essentially the same, along the same lines as these knives. They do step up into a 3/16 spine thickness. From the looks of what I've seen online, they are a far better fit and finish, but they are still the 15N20 steel. They have micarta handles and everything else looks really good about them. They come in a wooden box. They come with a leather sheath, but they are close to, they're about $480. It's a lot of money for a knife that I'll probably never use. I don't mind buying these ones for what I pay for these to go into a collection that I probably never use, but paying $400 or $500 for a pocket for a fixed blade knife that I'm never going to use seems a little bit ridiculous. But anyway, I may still buy one, but I don't know yet. But anyway, on to the overview of this one. This is my latest acquisition. I just bought it. I'll put all the description, the rest of the stats in the description bar as per usual, down in the description bar. This is the middle tier. So they go the base model, the 6 3/4 inch. Then they have the 7-inch, which this one is. Then they have the deluxe version, the 6.5. Polypropylene handle one, wooden handle, and then the mahogany 6.5 inch. This one is actually the discontinued version. They do have the same, exactly the same knife, but in the 15N20 steel. This one's L6. And the new ones come with the PVC. This one is the PVC one. This one's leather. So this one is actually a bit more of a higher quality version. I did pay a bit more money for this. And I actually bought it off Kilmarnock Forge. I never bought them. I never used that retailer before, but I had a very good experience with him, with that retailer. No fuss. Paid through PayPal fairly quick, even though it was just a couple of days before. It was a week and a half before Christmas, and it was landed here within a week and a half. So no dramas. Came from New South Wales to me in Brisbane. So I was very happy. It's a single edge pig sticker, advertised with a 3/4 tang, hardwood handles. It has 3 brass pins. You can see it says a 3/4 tang, but it goes almost all the way through. So it is almost a full tang as far as I'm concerned. Like the tang would have to go, and it goes all the way to here. See it all the way around the knife. They do this one, you can see the temper line. They must temper the spines on these. The typical convex edge. There was no swedge done on this one. Came reasonably sharp. I have touched it up again. It was a little bit. It doesn't cut phone book paper very well. It tears it a little bit. I can get it to cut phone book paper, and it doesn't shave very well, but it does feel reasonably sharp, and most certainly would go into pigs very well. Like it's got a good single edge point there. I did measure the spines. They do say again 2.2 mil spines. This one has 2.4 mil, but it does diminish, as you can see. It does diminish down to a fine tip. Overall, they are a little bit rough. There are some issues here. It's just a little bit rough there. A little bit rough around here. And if you notice here, I've actually had to, if I can get the light to pick it up, there were some sharp bits here, and I've had to file it off, and it looks a bit rough, but that doesn't bother me. There it is in the hammer grip. I like these generous handles. The polypropylene handles and this wooden handle afford me plenty of room on the handle. Very good. And you loop up. Nice and secure. It locks you in. And that's how I'd use it if I was sticking pigs. This is the one, like I was going to mention, this is my favourite out of the three of them. I've got all three now, and if I had to pick one, this would be the one I'd pick out of all three. It seems to be, has the best features of all three. Has the generous handle. It just feels solid in hand and got reasonable spine thickness, feels solid, nice and stout for what you would want. And it doesn't, I felt a little bit underarmed. I would feel a little bit underarmed with the 6.5. And I know you're only quibbling over half an inch or a quarter of an inch over the 6.5 or the 6 3/4 inch. But with this 7-inch one, I wouldn't feel too bad running after a pig with this knife. And because of my hand size, the bigger handles, I just feel a lot better once I've got the lanyard there locking me in. The generous handle size suits me better. Anyway, As I said, this is my favourite out of the 3 of the Svord pig stickers that I've got. I can see why they charge a slightly more, charge more for these over the usual 6 3/4 inch pig sticker, mainly for the leather sheath, because it is a step up. It's a better quality sheath than the vinyl ones that you get. It came reasonably sharp, although I have touched it up. The generous wooden handles fits my hand very well. I mentioned you can see the temper line on the spine there, so they have differentially treated the blade. It would be sharp, harder at the edge, and tempered the spine, so you'd get a pretty tough blade there. And this is the I did mention this is the L6. The new ones, because they don't list this one anymore, but the new ones are in the 15 and 20 steel. As I said, yeah, this is the discontinued model, no longer listed on the site. And then they've changed over to the 15 and 20 steel, and they don't come with the leather sheath. They come with the 3mm PVC sheath. So the pros for this knife are the fact that they come with a leather sheath. None of the others I could see a temper line, so they're obviously tempering these. The other ones are just done normally, and I see that as a pro, because that would make this a lot tougher knife. And the only cons are a few fit and finish issues. The handle had a little bit of a sharp edge there, which I had to fix with a file. There's a little dimple here, but that's just a little bit of a personality issue, like just gives the knife a little bit of a personality. It is a working knife too, so you're running after pigs in the bush, you're going to get them. It's going to get scarped up. It's going to get marks on them. The spine looks like they haven't run a file over it enough to clean it up a bit. But again, it's a working man's knife. It's they probably could have finished it off a little bit better, but again, it's a working man's knife. And just the rusting issues with it. It's the high carbon steel, so they are going to rust if you do not oil them up. In all my videos, I use the ballistol on it, so I always wipe them off as I do my videos. Otherwise, I just get that shit all over the place. I will re-oil them as soon as I get it. I finish the video, I'll re-oil it and store them away. But you cannot leave these without treating them with oil. Whatever you do, you cannot just use them and then not oil them, clean them and then oil them. You have to care for these knives, otherwise they will rust. And that's the only cons of them. I did buy this knife for $120 Aussie landed, so it was about twice the price of the polypropylene handled version. So they are nearly up to the price of the deluxe version. They are starting to get a little bit expensive, but I actually think they are worth it. They're a solid knife, and honestly think they are worth the money. But as I said, they're a working man's knife. And if you can see your way clear to paying $120 for a fixed blade knife like this, and if you're willing to care for their blade, I think you would get a lot of years service out of them. And they're perfectly suited to what they're designed for, and that's killing pigs. And that's exactly what they're designed for. And especially in the fact that they're a single-edged version. So particularly if you live in places like Victoria where you're not allowed to have double-edged blades easily, this is this type of knife I'd be buying if you're wanting to chase after pigs and wanting to do it with a knife. This is the knife I'd be buying, the 7-inch Svord, because that's exactly what they're designed for, and they're a solid offering. They're and with that sheath, and if you've got that lanyard on, that comes out of the sheath really quick. It's a quick deployment option. Like with the lanyard on there, and that's on your belt, all you have to do is you just loop up and it draws out really quick. So there it is. The Svord Kiwi wooden handle 7-inch pig sticker. That's my overview. Anyway, thanks for watching.